Hello, art friends. It is that day of the week. You are coming to art. We are going to be walking on the colored tiles and stopping at this tile so we don't block any doors and we wait to be invited into the art room. Your teacher might have you slide, but make sure you are listening. If you're coming from this direction, it looks like this. And we stop on this yellow tile. And once again, wait until we are invited into the room because I might not be quite ready for you yet, but trust me, I'll let you know when. Now, does this look like the correct way to walk down the hall? No, I don't think she looks ready to concentrate. Does this look like the right way to walk? Absolutely not. What are you doing? Someone worked on those really hard. Can you please look with your eyes? Get in line. Thank you. All right, let's get on the correct side of the hallway. Thank you. No, girlfriend, I know they're your friends. I know you want to say hi to them, but this is not the time right now. Thank you. You know, if you keep changing speeds, someone's gonna run into you. Let's try this again. All right, perfect form. She's coming in for her landing, and she nailed it. 10 out of 10 score. Mrs. Dykes has won this Olympic event for walking down the hallway. Once you are in the classroom, your only job is to go sit quietly in your seat and wait for instructions. You do not have to ask me what we are doing today. Trust me, I will tell you once I see everybody ready. Things you can do, you could be looking at your shape, it does not change, and looking at your table number, because your shape and your table number will help us do jobs. Now that we are ready, hey, okay, don't touch anything in the middle yet. We don't even know if we're using pencils today. Just leave it alone, thank you. All right, so once I see everybody is ready, excuse me, nope, that's not your space. Let's be in our space. Okay, now that we're ready, let's get started. Let's take a little room tour first. First of all, your grade level has an area over here. It has what we are doing, your grade level, so see kindergarten is yellow. A mat underneath of it, that's where your grade level supplies are, and these buckets with teacher names on them. Inside the bucket are our table folders. And your table folder has your teacher's name and the table number. That, look here, matches what's written on your table and your pencil box. For kindergarten, first and second, the buckets have the names of the main teacher who you are coming with if you are coming from a different class. Third, fourth, and fifth, it should just be your teacher. So this is where all of our stuff lives. Back here we have the pencil station. You may come to the pencil station during work time, not instruction. If you are coming to the pencil station, that means your pencil is so dull or broken that it's no longer working. If it is working, you do not need to come get a new pencil. You will bring your dull pencil and you will trade. You'll put it in this basket right here, and you will take a sharp pencil. So don't leave those dull pencils in your pencil bucket. The mess mats live under here and other mess-related things. And then over here, you won't have to come back to a lot, but I just wanted to show you. Here is the art drying rack, if I ever ask you to put something on the drying rack. This is the free draw area, which we will talk later about how to appropriately use it. And this is the art library. Once again, we'll talk later about how to appropriately use these spaces. But right now, this is so that you know where they are. But we're not going back here during class unless we have permission. Another area we'll need permission to go to are the sinks and the cleanup area. Also on this counter, there might be supplies that multiple grade levels use. So for example, you can see the water cups are going to go right there, but other things like brushes and scissors might end up there too. Okay, let's talk about these closets because I know you're going to want to know about them. This is the kiln room, not kill, kiln. This is the room that we fire clay when we do our clay units. So that's where my hot oven lives. This is the art closet. Yes, this is where all the art supplies are when we're not using them. And yes, there's a lot of stuff in there, but we need to make sure that we are staying out of them and staying in our space. Also in between, bonus, here are art room behaviors, and we'll talk about those in just a second. All right, finally, we've reached the front of the room. We have our noise levels, and we have some posters that help us visualize either what we need to do with supplies or what we're expected to do in the art room. All right, so let's work on our call and response. So you can see that I say stop, look, and you all say listen. So will you do it with me? Stop, look, and perfect. So that is how I will get your attention, and we are quiet after the word listen. All right, this is our noise level, and these signs tell us what the color means, but this little glowy ball shows us where we should be. Red is either silent or listening. So red means stop, and we can either be on red because we just got here and we need to be silent and ready to listen, or we could be on red because we were too loud and we just need a little bit of concentrating time. Yellow means whispers please. That means you're actually using a whisper voice. So using a whisper voice, if we're a little too loud, we can talk, but we have to quiet it down. Green stands for sounds great. That means it's work time, we can talk, make sure we're using inside voices so that we don't have to go to whispers or silent. So class will usually start with red, and then once we're ready for work time, we can go to green. All right, how about we practice? I know that sounds silly. So show me your whisper voice when it's yellow and show me your normal voice when it's green. You can just say blah, 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 blah. Ready? Okay, we will keep working on that. Now let's talk about our art room behaviors, our rules for art to help us be successful. A is for always do your best and follow directions. And your best will look different than mine and the people around you, both in your art and your behaviors. R is for respect, and we list them off. Respect others, their art, their space, and respect yourself. You are an artist and you are special. And then T is for take care, because we need to take care of the supplies in this room, and we need to take care to take our time on things, not just rush through. If we cannot do those things, there are art room consequences. And this is how they work, because we want you to get back on track to being successful. All right, so the first strike is called a verbal warning. I will tell you this is your verbal warning. You are on strike 1. This is to remind you that we might not be doing our best right now. We might not be the most respectful, and we need to get back on track to follow our art room behaviors. After your verbal warning, if we're still not doing our best and our distracting behavior is taking away from our art, you're on strike 2, which might be I might have you work individually so that way you can concentrate, usually at another desk, just so that way we can get back to doing what's important. Strike 3 is a behavior slip home, and all specialists have this slip. It basically says the date, your name, and what we had trouble doing in class. Some of the things that you might have had difficulty with are listening when the teacher is talking, following directions, showing respect for others, or taking care of materials, which are in our rules. So as long as we're doing those simple things, we won't have to do any art room consequences or behavior slips home. On the flip side, we have these blue or green slips as well. They might be purple, I'm not sure, but there's a good slip home. This slip says, "Dear family, I am so proud of," and your name's effort in school. And then we check off all the things we're proud of. I might be checking off because I see you go above and beyond and being helpful and respectful. Maybe you are having an extra positive attitude. Maybe you just have improvement from last time, but I noticed that you're going above and beyond. Now you know everything we need to know about the room. Let's get some stuff out. The way this is going to work is that look at your shape. You have a job up here. We're not going to do them all at once, just so people get familiar with 1, where to get things, and 2, how to get them. So let's watch a quick video, and then Square, I'll let you go get the folders. Sound good? All right, in a second, I'm gonna say Square, let's go get the folders. Look at your table number. This is table 1, and I'm gonna go find my teacher's name. Once I find that box, I'm gonna bring it up top so other people can also get their folders. And I'm gonna find my table's number. So I am table 1, looking for teacher's name and table 1. I'm gonna bring this back to the table and place it in the middle. We're gonna pause here, and I need Square. You are going to look at your table number before you leave your table. And after you look at your table number, you're gonna go find your folder, going to your grade level, your teacher's name, and finding the folder with your table number on it. And then return back to your seat. While they're doing that, everyone else is watching because next week you might be the folder person. So the jobs, the things in red on this page are going to change, but your shape will not. So most likely circle next time will be folders. But this time, circle is supplies, and you're going to get 1 cup of supplies from your designated color. So look at your grade level, look at the color mat, and on that mat there are cups of supplies. Let's watch the video first of how to go get our supplies appropriately and then bring them back to our table. All right, so circle identifies that they're a circle and they're going to go get the cup of supplies. Now other circles are getting up too, so we're going to be careful as we walk towards the counter. Hey, no, Mrs. Dykes, hey, that is not an appropriate way to walk. Let's try that again. All right, we have good walking feet. We're waiting our turn, making sure not to push or bump into each other, and carefully walking back to take care of our supplies. Great job, Mrs. Dykes. All right, circles, it's time. Let's get up slowly. And like the second Mrs. Dykes, make sure we're using walking feet, and you can go get 1 cup of supplies. And we will pause here. All right, the next thing we're gonna get are some mess mats. Mess mats are like placemats we're gonna use to cover our table. So triangle, let's watch the video to see where to go get the mess mats, and then let's go get some. So triangle, once you figure out who you are, you need to count how many people are at your table because everybody needs a mess mat, including you. So I'm gonna go get 4 mess mats. Once again, walking feet, I'm gonna walk back to below the pencil station because that's where the mess mats live. I will wait my turn and I will count out 4 to make sure that I have enough for each person at my table. You only need to get them for the people at your table. Once you have your mess mats, you're going to go back to your table and you are going to gently pass them out. Do not throw them, they are not a frisbee, and make sure people are ready to actually have them at their space. That's part of being respectful. So let's go ahead and do that now. I need triangle to count your people at your table, and you're going to go get mess mats. All right, now that we have our folder, the place where all of our smaller artwork is going to be stored between classes, we have our supplies, the art medium or the art media that we're going to use to make our art today, and our mess mat, a way for us to keep our room nice and clean. Now we need the paper. So Star, let's go ahead and watch how to get paper from Mrs. Dykes. So if it says get paper from Mrs. Dykes or get paper from me, what we're going to do is, once again, count how many people you have at your table, and you're going to come up and go to the far side of my desk. There might be circles on the floor, but we are making sure we're making a line and we're not crowding because people need to turn around and get out. So once you have your paper, you will go back to your table, and like the mess mats, we're not going to be throwing them. We're going to make sure our friends are ready, and you will gently pass out the paper because the paper we get in art like this is special paper, it is expensive, and we want to take care of it. All right, Star, let's go. You're going to come up. Some of you might have to walk through the middle aisle instead of closer to my desk, and you line up and get some paper. Make sure you know how many pieces that you need for everybody at your table. So we're going to speed this up, but basically at the end of class, you're responsible for what you took out. Now, individual artwork, I might have you bring it up, or I might have you put it in your folder. So that might change. But if you took out the mess mats, you are responsible for making sure that people are done with them and taking them back to where they belong. If you took out the markers, you're going to make sure that everybody is done with them. So you're not grabbing supplies from people. She's making sure. Good job, making sure. And you're going to put them away, making sure that they are how they should be. Look at her. She's flipping over her markers and putting them back. So taking care of your thing before you do your job. Okay, folder, making sure that everything is in the folder or out of the folder it needs to be, and then putting it back. All right, once you're done with jobs at the end of class, the way you show me you are ready is sitting quietly. If you're still talking or moving around, I kind of have to assume that you're still working on stuff and doing jobs. But when your table is ready as a whole, I will call your table by its table number. So table 1 looks ready. I'll say table 1, you may line up. Table 1 must push in their chairs all the way, and then they can come line up. Now, I don't have a line on this video, but you'll see a line and you will come line up. Once you're in line, you're ready for the hall. You're not bothering people. You're not touching things either. You're just ready so that when your teacher opens the door, you look 100% ready to go in the hall. Nope, not the person behind you. 100% ready to go into the hall. So calm body, keep your hands to yourself, and we're ready. And there you have it. Everything you need to know about the art room. Well, no, not everything. We'll learn a lot during this year. So make sure that you are ready when you come to class. You are doing our art room behaviors, and let's have some fun.